Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got a little double upload today just because I got quite a few thoughts about, I think the last one was about the Inghams, this is about Sacconejoly's. You know, we're just gonna carry on. We're gonna keep it moving. Sacconejoly's, yeah. So I've got a couple things to talk to you about them. There was a Insta story / TikTok that Anna Saccone did where she was discussing her transgender daughter who is 9 and talking about dead naming and how she was basically saying all of this stuff, okay, all of the stuff about how she's been keeping a box and how she's going to be putting her things into a box whenever names, like her old name pops up and all of this kind of stuff. And it got me thinking about previous content that they have released where, you know, their child has stated that they don't like seeing video footage and things of them.
I usually make videos about this topic because when I do, it's so controversial.
Also got some comments from that comment section as well because they are wild. Apparently people are like going after Anna Saccone's mum because they have a trans child, and I feel like because the internet is just such a like hazardous place of just very, 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 very strong opinions, I always bring it back to the fact that if you have, you know, no matter what is going on, trans child, not a trans child, why are you putting this on the internet? It's not your story to tell. This is not going to end well for that child, okay? We have not really experienced much of this kind of thing before, where we have family vloggers openly exploiting their kids, you know, gender and sexuality and all of that kind of stuff. I know they're two separate things, but I'm trying to make that clear. Apart from a few really serious incidents that we all kind of know about, I feel like this kind of thing is quite a new phenomenon. And I think it's just ultra important just to bring it back to the fact that, you know, without this being one of their main storylines, this family would be back working in Tesco's ages ago, because let's be real, their channel was dying, it was flopping. I used to watch them back when that was happening. They need this more than anything. He pushed the boat out with just how far they are actually willing to push it, and I'll always stand by that, and I'll always be a voice backing the fact that this should not be put online, not because you have a transgender daughter, it's because this is extremely personal and they have no business making it their income, making it their whole life. Their kids work for them more than most other family vlogger kids, in my opinion, because they don't just sell their kids lives, they sell their kids' whole identity, whole being, and I think that that is really horrible. Also have just Jonathan Joly as well, to a certain degree. I mean, this is going to be quite heavily focused on Anna because this is Anna's video and things, but Jonathan, like I always bang on about Jonathan, I feel, but Jonathan is very, very, very quick. I did actually catch this. Jonathan is extremely quick to disable comments where anyone could be saying anything bad about him. Remember this video with the book and all of that? There's quite a few examples of that where he's actually disabled the comments because people were like laughing at him or saying that what he was saying was bullshit, saying we're not buying what you're selling. A lot of people were just sort of thinking that this was a little bit silly because him coming out as non-binary coincided with the fact that they had a transgender daughter, and it all happened, and this was like him selling his book, which by the way was like it does not have very good reviews. So he will disable comments on anything that reflects poorly on him, but he will not disable comments on anything that is targeting his children singing, his children like dressing up in girls' clothes, his children coming out as transgender. Do you know what I mean? He won't disable any of that. He actually allows his kids to view the content, view the comments, which I think is absolutely sick. So someone did actually say, I would ask Jonathan to stop exposing to critical comments for videos. We don't need to see her reaction to being called a boy. It's quite harmful. And Anna's response was, Jonathan is an incredible father and child comes to him with ideas for videos every day. He's doing a phenomenal job every single day. Now, I actually went back and I watched a video where they were doing like an interview. It was like a transgender daughter interview. I can't remember. I'll leave the thumbnail up here. But they were doing this interview and this is what she had to say about what she likes doing with her dad and her mum.
What's your favourite thing about Daddy?
He goes outside with us sometimes.
Yeah.
And he makes TikToks with us, and he...
Would it be fair to say that he's the fun one?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favourite thing about me?
You inspire me. on makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And hair.
Thank you.
Wrong. I've got 2 kids of my own. I'm sure if I asked them what do you like doing, like with my mum, they'd come out with something really random. Like, which is not everything that we do. I do get that. Like, I have kids of my own. They come out with all sorts of kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is that the only thing that she could come out with was the fact that he goes outside with us sometimes and he makes TikToks. That hasn't changed. If anything, it's just amped up. This is the only thing that Jonathan does day in and day out is film his kids. If you go onto his TikTok right now, you might be wondering, where has their YouTube channel gone? Where's it gone? They don't upload on it anymore because they've realised that they can make a hell of a lot of money over on TikTok. Then they probably do make a hell of a lot of money on TikTok. The amount of sponsorships they get, every other thing is a sponsorship. We don't know what is going on over there. It also gets on to, someone said she's too young to consent to her personal life being posted online. Anyone can see that, which is, I back this 150 million%. Someone else said, literally avoided anything that comment was about. She did avoid everything about the comment was about because she knows that they allow their child to read the comments. And I think that this is a really despicable thing to do because they are exploiting their child. They are making the decision to put their child's journey experiences out there, then encouraging her to read the comments. And we all know that there are going to be comments that disagree with what she is wanting to do or children wanting to go down this path. We know that. I'm not going to focus on that because my whole focus is I don't think this should be put online. I'm trying, and I've always said this, I don't like to sit here and speculate on whether or not it is genuine or not because that isn't it's not where I'm coming from. It's then despicable how they'll then allow her to read these nasty comments, which in turn will make her feel that her parents are the ones protecting her because they're the ones going, yes, like, we love you and da-da-da-da-da, not realising that actually the vast majority of the people aren't coming from a place of hatred. They just don't think this should be put online. And that to me is the really sickening factor behind all of this. It's a real catch-22 and it's despicable. And then Margaret Saccone, who is Anna Saccone's mum, she commented like claps and hearts. Anna said, sorry that you have to put up with hate about this too, just because she's granny, but you are the best, Omar, and she would agree. Okay, like, it's just so manipulative. It's so manipulative. And yes, are there people who disagree with this in its entirety, whether or not it's put online? Yes, there are, definitely 100%. But a lot of people are just saying that this shouldn't be put online. And they will take, like, people don't hate your mum because of your transgender daughter. People don't like the Sacconejoly's for a plethora of different reasons. The fact that they see these comments, the fact that they acknowledge the fact that some of them are not nice and are not nice. Some of them are kind of going against what they think of what their beliefs are. And then there are other people that just think this shouldn't be online. Okay, there's different camps. Okay, I'm not going to say that every single comment that speaks negatively about the child is necessarily coming from like a bad place because everyone has different beliefs, yeah. But the fact is that this is such a controversial topic that even I find it hard to break it down into a way that, you know, everyone can then have a discussion. It's actually quite difficult to do. But the thing is that they are offering this up on a silver platter to people on the internet. They see these comments. They see that they might negatively impact the child. They didn't do anything about it. They just carry on making their little TikTok. And then goes on and she does this story where she's basically talking about a box. And she's talking about how she is putting all of her child's things that have old names and stuff into a box.
We make videos about this topic because when I do, it's so controversial. I have a trans daughter. She's 9. She transitioned socially when she was about like 5 going on 6. One thing that I learned along the way was to get a box. Obviously, when you are trans, your dead name does not reflect who you are as a person anymore. She has said to me that she likes to hold on to things just for the memories. Even though it's been a few years now, I still sometimes will find things that I need to put in the box. I found her stocking with her dead name on it, things like that. So I was putting them into the box and I started thinking about the things that I would have wanted to hear as a mom of a trans child back when she first transitioned. Even if you are the most supportive parents in the world, there is going to be a grieving process. I remember I went into her wardrobe and I just looked at all of her clothes and I just bawled my eyes out. Now looking back, it seems so silly. At the time it wasn't. Also, as mums, I think we beat ourselves up about every single little thing. It's so normal to go through a grieving process, no matter how you feel about the subject. Just because you're putting these things in a box and closing it does not mean that that person that your child was is gone. You're just closing a chapter. It gives you the space to open a new one. It's such a beautiful experience to watch them really blossom into the person that they've always been. That saying goes, when people show you who they are, believe them.
She knows that she's going to get quite a lot of engagement on that, just like Jonathan does whenever he purposefully brings in, here are my two daughters, and then instantly you'll have a barrage of people saying like, you know, no, you only have da-da-da, you know what I mean, like, no, you have a son, no, and like they know that this is going to get them quite a lot of engagement. Well, Anna's just deciding to do it now, and like the only thing that I'm thinking about is like there's pictures and there's video footage all over social media, all over YouTube. Like, you know, it's only up until recently that I haven't actually seen Jonathan doing like doing TikToks featuring what the child did look like compared to what they now look like. It's only recently that I've noticed that they haven't been doing that as much. Child's own parents don't even acknowledge the fact that, you know, it's called like dead naming and things because they don't want to associate themselves with that person anymore. Okay, I don't particularly like the word dead naming, but I believe that's what the transgender community call it, so that's what I'll call it. You can take away everything, you can put things into a box. What the hell are you going to do about all the footage that's circulating? Even if you took down all of your YouTube, all of your TikToks that featured what the child wanted to be known as before, even if you took that down, people have still stitched it. That you can find it anywhere. There's footage everywhere of this. And they're talking about putting things into a box. And I'm just like, do you not understand? Like, do you not understand what you've done? That whole entire thing was completely pointless. What do you mean? Do you want to put the whole entire internet into a box? This is the kind of stuff that your children are not going to thank you for when you're older. And this is part of the reason why I do like to talk about this topic, because it does just get swept underneath the rug. And it's just like brain dead. Like, do you not understand? Like, Anna, do you not get it? Do you not understand it? You can have a box, you can put stockings in there, you can do whatever the hell you want. You've already put it all over the internet. Your husband was literally stitching together video footage of like, you know, like, they need a bit more engagement. They always bring out the same story, like the same thing. And I just like, honestly, I just can't think of how else this would impact a child when they get old enough. You know, if she wants to stay the same and she wants to stay as the way that she is now, she wants to transition and things, like properly, like go through the procedures. If that then does happen, how can you possibly then be comfortable with the fact that everyone on the internet has, you know, has old footage of you? Your parents pretty much exploited your whole entire journey up until that point. I just can't think of any situation where that would turn out good. And I suppose it's because I wasn't brought up in a camera. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing is alien to me, and it is alien to a lot of kids. You know, not everyone is a family vlogger. There just needs to be some laws. There needs to be some laws put in place, because it's just getting like out of hand, you know what I mean? Also, just to like, you know, soften the tone a little bit, Anna Sacconejoly was doing this like hair, I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what she was doing. She was doing a sponsorship for something about like how her hair has grown like, was it like 3 inches and like 3 months? I can't remember what it was. But people in the comment section were pointing out the fact that like, why are you doing the sponsorship? She was doing it because she went through, she did a tummy tuck and things, and apparently it can like, I can't stop moving. Apparently, you know, it like affects the way that your hair grows. I don't know. They put you under whatever. I don't know how it works. But people were basically turning around and saying, there is no way in hell on earth that your hair has grown that quickly using that product in a very short space of time. And the thing is, though, with quite a lot of these sponsorships, and I will be the person to kind of like say it, And quite a lot of these sponsorships, they're not going to give you like, I don't know how long she said it was, like a 30-day or 3 month, I can't remember what they said, but they're not necessarily going to give you that long a window for you to say, yes, I'm going to do the sponsorship or not, or no, I'm not going to. They just want it over and done. They just want it quickly. Do you know what I mean? So people are not convinced about her sponsorship, or her sponsorship with Fiji Water, where she was trying to convince everyone that the way to save the planet and be green is by buying Fiji Water, which is like plastic water bottles. Also, I know they live in Surrey. I don't know what the water is like up there. I know you can most places, but like a lot of us, we don't drink, you know, plastic. We don't drink water out of bottles and things. We just use the tap. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. And people were going on about greenwashing and all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like this is the kind of time where, yeah, she's going to be getting these kind of sponsors and just rolling with it.
As my family grew, so did my awareness of the world my children will grow up in. So when I'm out and about running the endless errands that comes with having 4 children, I reach for Fiji Water.
But all I wanted to say is like quick and rambly. I've actually got pins and needles in my foot, and that's the reason why I just had to step down. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.